Pressure group OccupyGhana has added its voice to resisting the payment of TV licenses to the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation. The debate has been raging as to whether or not GBC is justified in claiming the TV licenses, which many Ghanaians appear to be patronizing other forms of paid-for television and video content in the wake of establishment of special courts of prosecution for defaulters. Today, OccupyGhana says the law establishing the TV licenses ought to be repealed and replaced. Sydney Kesley Hereford is a member of the OccupyGhana group, and he joins us on the line. Sir, thank you very much for your time here on the Pulse. What are your key reasons? It seems that I've lost him, unfortunately. Let's see if we can raise him back on the line. But we're talking about TV licenses, which of course is a big issue. The debate has been raging on social media, in traditional media, and in our homes. We've been talking about it, whether or not the GBC is justified to take about 38 cedis for each television that you own. Of course, we've heard from the GBC that their primary focus would not be to prosecute people, but to get people to willingly pay. But the people of Ghana say they will not pay. Yesterday we heard from AFAC, which is a pro-government pressure group, speaking. Today it's the turn of pressure group OccupyGhana. Kesley Hereford joins me back on the line. Sir, I was asking if you could give us your key reasons.
Sorry, you want me to give us my key reason?
Right.
Oh, I thought that was in the press release.
Yes, but we're not reading the press release here, so we need the people who are listening and watching to hear from you.
Okay, well, in the first instance, we are saying that the thing is unconstitutional. The Constitution does not give GBC any authority to levy license fees against any individual. That's number one.
Okay.
And number two, we are saying that the whole idea of having a license fee is outdated. When they wrote that legislation, it was in 1966. We're in 2017, and we see absolutely no reason why they should be applying 1966 rules to what has happened in technology and technological advance in 2017. Simple.
To what extent are you willing to go to ensure that government listens to these demands that we're getting, not just from your pressure group, but from others as well? Yours is that the law should be repealed and replaced. To what extent will you go?
And we want it to be repealed and replaced. We have made it very, very clear that it is unconstitutional. We don't expect government to perpetuate an unconstitutionality, number one. Number two, we think that this country has to rise above all these old-fashioned views and ideas. GBC does not deserve to be given free money in this economy. And we're going to insist that it should not be done. And then finally, we would like to see GBC to be completely sold. It should be disposed of and collapsed. And it should compete, if it wants to, against all the other TV and radio stations that are in the country. Everybody is now trying to continue and make headway in a society where we want private enterprises to fall and move on. And we see absolutely no reason why GBC should carry on. If we need to go to court, we will figure out a way and we will get it done.
Okay. What then do you say, or how do you respond to the GBC's position now that their primary focus really is not to get people prosecuted or to have people put in jail, that their focus is going to be to get Ghanaians to willingly pay?
Then why did they go and set up courts to prosecute? It doesn't make any sense. It's an afterthought. And we think the whole thing is being done in a mishmash method. We don't see any reason why all this should be going on. And somebody is not thinking. If they were thinking very clearly, they would never have issued a statement like that. And they would never have done what they have done with the court. We expect Ghanaians to be given a fair shake of everything that is going on, and it has to be applied properly and equally across board. What about the other TV and radio stations who are struggling to make ends meet? We've already started closing some of them down because they can't pay their license fees, and yet you want to take the people's money, as it is, and give it to one organization in order for them to survive. It won't happen.
It won't happen. Some will also say that, what about those in the rural communities, in the deepest rural communities of Ghana, who depend on GBC, for example, for adult education, for example, for the fact that GBC is spread across the country, and there are many people who cannot pay for DSTV, like many people in Accra do, who depend on GBC?
Do you have any reports? Do you have any statistics to prove how many people are actually depending on GBC outside of the city center. GBC only gets about 9.9% of the listenership and the viewership in this country. How does that become a major issue that we have to attend to? It doesn't make any sense. I'm sorry, unless anybody can put some empirical studies forward and say that these are the number of people we are reaching out to, we don't see any reason why this should continue, and we will look at somebody telling us exactly how many. GBC serves as a loss-making company. It hasn't made any profits for so long now, and it's a drain on the taxpayers' money. We will figure out a way. If there is space in the rural community for others to be able to at least reach out there and make a profit out of it, it will happen. But we're not going to do it by supporting a loss-making company that is just draining our money going forward.
And finally, would you agree with those who say that perhaps these costs that have been established will be white elephant and a waste of the taxpayers' money?
Well, the government has an opportunity to collapse them and not do anything with them. So if they want to save themselves some money, they can go ahead and just do it. So far, it's on paper. Nothing has started. They can carry on and collapse them immediately, and nobody will lose any money.
Okay. Thank you very much for your time, Sidley. Isley Hayford is with Occupy Ghana, a pressure group that's demanding that the law be repealed and replaced. Well, like I was saying, there are fears that there could be waste of the taxpayers' resources because these courts are going to virtually become white elephant. Ohim Interior has been there to one of the courts in Kumasi and reports that there was zero activity. We'll be speaking to Ohiming in our subsequent bulletins. But right now, let's come back to Accra and deal with this. I do have Ohiming, actually. Ohiming, what can you report? Ohiming, if you can hear me, you were at the court today, one of the special TV licenses court. Tell us what you saw.
Thank you, Gifty. The court starts today. That is the Kumasi Circuit Court 2. Starts today with the hope that cases will be brought before it for adjudication. But unfortunately, after the court starts for a while, no police prosecutor or no case was brought before it. So the presiding judge had to adjourn sitting for the day. But later, when I spoke to the court officials, the registrar, she did indicate that because no case was sent to the court will sit again next week, Thursday, to see if cases of this nature would be brought before it. And I also had a chat with some police prosecutors who have been sending cases to the court. What they told me was that, yes, the JUPO, or the Judicial the Directories of the Ghana Police Service, sent cases via their jurisdictions, their heads to them, for them to prosecute for the Ghana Police Service. But in this regard, the no case could mean that no one has been arrested in connection with the TV license or defaulting payment in the TV license regime. So what they hope to do, maybe next week when the court is, they may have received some cases which they will prosecute in the court. I asked him whether they have also been informed by their officials or their leadership that they have to also prosecute them. They said yes, they have been informed and that they'll be doing this in the presence of officials of the Ghana television outfit in the Ashanti region. So that is what I picked from the court today, Gifty.
Thank you very much, Ohim, for that update. Ohim Interior has been to the special TV license court and is reporting there was zero activity. So the judge came, sat down, nothing to do, went back.